The man's version of the watch. It's a little bigger, but it's the same time. So that is great. Thank you very much, Stig. And maybe I should mention for all of you that without Nordland County, maybe we would not have been here today. Because the Nordland County and the governor at that time, Sigbjørn Eriksen, and he's sitting there, he motivated me to go to St. Petersburg because there was a very well-established cooperation between Nordland County and Leningrad Oblast at that time. And he said, shouldn't we go there and see if there were any opportunities? And there were opportunities, and we are here today. Thank you very much, Stig. And I'm very happy for the close cooperation with Nordland County. And as you all know who are here, there are always changes. That is the interesting thing with life, that things never comes as planned. And we have to find other ways out of it. Some people could not be here during all the conference, and some people have even become ill. There is a flu going on in Norway and in St. Petersburg, and for some other things came up so they could not be here. Therefore, we are changing now, and I am very happy that Benedict Henriksen from Statoil would have said yes on a very short notice to take his presentation before lunch. And Benedict Henriksen is the head of industrial relations and procurement in Statoil, Russia. And as many of you know, Statoil has been a very important supporter, not only of SDU and of University of Nordland, but of many universities in Russia. There are representatives here from universities in Archangelsk, Narfu, and also from Murmansk. And Statoil has also been helping them in building the right competence. So I'm very happy to give you the floor, Benedict.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's a great honor to be here with so distinguished audience. I will give some reflections on how Statoil is working with educational institutions and also with science and also with industry, and how this is interlinked. I will try to give you some examples. First of all, very short about Statoil. And some of you might know already about Statoil, but we are an energy company, a technology-driven company. This is very important to understand for the rest of this presentation, as I will show how important this is in our cooperation with the educational institutions. First of all, when we talk about technology, it means that as a company, you need to be innovative. And we have some statistics on how this is the situation in Norway. And as you can see here from this slide, the industry has to be innovative, but for the energy part, and at least for Statoil, it means that we have a leading position on being innovative. And to give you some examples, you see these different kinds of oil and gas developments on the slide here. And if you go back to the start of the 80s, then the oil and gas development was very much linked to big concrete platforms. Then in the 90s, it developed further. It went down to the seabed, subsea. And subsea technology has been the one developed since then. But you need goals to achieve more, to have even better technology. And our goal is, as you can see, until 2020 to develop new technology, being able to do everything subsea, and then transport the oil or gas stream directly to the market, not being necessary of any kind of facilities on the sea level, or for that sake, onshore. So this is the goal. And this is about innovation, this is about new technology in order to produce cost effective. And to be able to do this, we are dependent on not only ourselves, but also several others. And among them has already been mentioned in several speeches, this three-party cooperation between the industry, meaning the suppliers, meaning the educational institutions, not only the academic institutions, but also the university institutions, the vocational institutions. And last but not least, of course, also the research institutions. And for Statoil's part, we take part in this, in all these three areas, and we have different tools to work with in order to develop this. And this, in many ways, has been exported from Norway to other countries. And for Statoil's part, we are then trying to do the same, and I'm coming to that, in Russia, as we would like to transfer our experience and knowledge to our Russian friends. And coming to Arctic, which also has been mentioned, is of course a very important part of this when we talk about High North in general. And oil and gas development in these areas will become in the future very important. And for Statoil's part, we work in Russia. We are involved in two projects, which I will shortly show you. The first one is onshore, already producing oil in the Arkhangelsk Oblast, which is the Karyaga field. And then, in addition to that, we have the Scotland field, which is under development, and the final decision has not yet been made, but this is ongoing. Both these projects is in the Arctic, and Statoil take part in this. Then, of course, to work in Russia, it means that, as I mentioned, we would like to transfer some experiences we have had from Norway, all the way back from the 80s. And in Russia, we have established a program, a so-called CSR, Corporate Social Responsibility Program, which consists of 4 areas. I will not go through all these 4 areas, but will concentrate on 2 of them, namely, especially, of course, education and industry, but we are also involved in environmental issues and more community investments. And as already has been pointed out, this is a win-win situation, I think, for all parties involved doing this. And the reason we are here, all of us, is about an anniversary, the 20 years anniversary of cooperation within the educational cooperation. And that obviously goes back until 1991, but for Statoil's part, we started in 2005 to implement the different activities, which I'll soon show you, within different universities in northwest Russia, but also in Moscow. And this is showing you the cooperation we have established with, as I said, not only the academic world, but also the vocational world. And it is important to understand that both of them are as important. Because, for instance, the Scotland project, when that will happen, then it's a need just for the onshore facilities outside Murmansk. There have to be a need for several thousand workers. And as of today, the market is not there for welders, machine builders, all these kind of workers, which is needed to build this huge project. So therefore, it is in our interest also in the community's interest that one is prepared. That's why we cooperate both with the universities and the vocational schools. And that brings us to both Murmansk, the Murmansk State Technical University. It's the Ukhta University in Moscow. It is BSTU, also Baltic State Technical University, but also, which is now becoming more and more important, also the Northern the Northern Arctic Federal University in Arkhangelsk, which was mentioned here in the introduction from Frode. And as was mentioned, this is one of the 7 regional universities which has been established a couple of years ago and will become very important for the Arctic dimension and Arctic development within oil and gas. That's why we, of course, will cooperate with them as with the others. The 2 vocational schools is one in Arkhangelsk, one in Murmansk, and I will shortly come back to that. Given what I just said, it means that we take part in many ways in the complete educational chain, value chain, going from the vocational part, and actually the first picture here is just a week old, as we signed an agreement in Arkhangelsk with one vocational school there just a week ago. We are involved in the higher education and also postgraduate education, which hopefully could lead to the young new professors later on. And we have done this since 2005, and for the time being we have a plan in the program until the end of 2012. Coming to Narfu and the academic part, we have changed a little bit the program than what we did before. So the program for 2011 and 2012 is now focusing on more educational and science aspects, which we will see to the left on the slide. And then this is only related to the oil and gas activities. However, we would also like to include other parts of the university, and that is within the research and development area, innovation area, which I mentioned very early was very important for us as an energy company. And here we are trying to establish a contest among students and postgraduates to come up with the best innovative ideas, and this is to stimulate, to think to the future, which we believe is very important. And that will include also other parts of the university, like those who study economy and other issues, and we hope to bring students together in groups in order for them to think also to commercialize the idea, because that will be the next stage. If they have a good, very good idea, you need to commercialize it, and that means that you need all sorts of people to be able to understand a complete picture. I mentioned vocational schools, and these 2, both in Arkhangelsk and Murmansk. We have had a cooperation in Murmansk for several years. Now we also include Arkhangelsk and also have them to cooperate together, which I haven't done so far. So here we give scholarships and also give financial support for new updated equipment which is needed to be able to look to the future. And then this is my last slide, and I said that I would like to say most of my comments will be related to education, but industry was also a very important part. And this one shows how these things are very much interlinked to each other and is very important, both of them, because if you educate the right people with the right competence, it means that they will be employed somewhere, also in the industry, for those who will not go the academic career. And that means that by having such a situation, it means that they will be able to think the right thoughts and give the right input to the industry, as we have then very much focused on the subsea education, those universities we support. And that will, in the next phase, lead to development of the Russian suppliers, of course, with also programs which we will see on the right side of the slide. But these things are interlinked. The right people to the right industry. And it means, again, that you will create, hopefully, these socio-economic effects that the communities would very much like to see when you have development of a huge oil and gas development. Thank you for your attention.